Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand Rising Ray. All right, love the heart already. So far, it's great. Let's have some fun. Let's listen, learn. Let's write some things down. Let's play. Let's do it my way. How's that rhyming thing, too? You see, I have a problem. When I was a little boy, I rhyme all the time. All right, Mrs. Hope called me, I won't say the word, but she called me a piece of whatever, too. See, the reality is, you got to fight to hell. Today's day is very simple. It's the 28th of January. Let's write it down. It's right there on the calendar. What do we have to understand? This year is going by pretty fast. Most of you had a New Year's resolution. You probably broke it already. Sorry to say, but it's true. But guess what I get to do? I get to talk to you. It's amazing what happens in life. When I was born in a taxi, all right, and then they had to pick me back up and I was put in a trash can. See, I got a girl's name when I was a boy. All right, and when she picked me up from the trash can, or she threw me away and they caught her, the reality is I got to go with Mrs. Hope, the she devil from hell. See, I just wanted to get out of hell. I fought through the pain all the time, and that's what you need to do today. Most of you today, you're very sorry, you're stuck. I think you're stuck, Rachel. I think, Mike, you're stuck as well. I think other people here, it's very simple. What does stuck mean? Today, we have to focus on a couple of things. Now, you're going to scroll through TikTok and all kinds of good stuff and all the other social medias, and you're not going to slow down enough to pay attention how you can actually change your life, because that's just most of you. Some of you, sorry, are lazy. The other people are what? You got to go get it. All I can tell you is if you get to know me, my name is Ray Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit, Matthew. What does that mean? I actually represent TRW when I was a kid and a grown-up. All right, I got to be the consultant for TRW, The Report's Wrong, Thomas Raymond Woolridge. They became Aspire in 96, if you don't know this. As a consultant through that process, it was my idea to have the oldest credit card. So today, 80% of your credit sucks. You're jacking it up, you don't know what you're doing anyway. Sorry to say it's true. All I can tell you is right now, if you wanted $1 million of credit for your corporation or LLC, LLP, I can give it to you if you want $1 million. But you have to focus. Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to do the foundation? See, foundation builds what? Finance in the dream. And we should understand this. What does it mean? When I was helping TRW, thank you, Rosie, okay, be in the fan club. When I was training Ken Yarborough, he was TRW security chief. Now, his background was CID, President Nixon's bodyguard, okay? He got to be the security chief at TRW. TRW became Aspire in 96. And what happens is, it was my idea for the oldest credit card. So if I was you today, I'd look at a couple things. Number one, I would look at what you're doing today, and I'd put all your credit cards in front of you. You see, until you become a certified CFO, you're playing the game, all right? You're not listening. You got to learn how to play. But again, most of you go through social media in and out, in and out, in and out. What if today, okay, you listen and learn? What if today was the day you changed your life? What if today, let me give you 100 steps to 1,000 steps? How about if I give you rules and tools? Now, all I can tell you is when I set up the system, all right, as a consultant with Ken Yarborough and TRW, Spirian, I came up with the oldest credit card. That's simple. The next thing is the stickies. I told everybody back then it wasn't a sticky, it was a piece of paper. But then very simple, it's a sticky now. What do we do? All right, let's understand. This is a $10,000 credit card. Okay, here's your Capital One. All right, here this is $25,000. What do we get to do? Well, I'd like to get you probably 7 of these and 2 of these, but that would be the goal. See, today your problem is you're backed in a corner. Most of you, most of your credit sucks. What does that mean? You got stuck in that routine. When we got married, had a wife, a husband, a kid, a dog, and a cat, and a fish. The bottom line is, if you get stuck, that's that rat race to get you stuck. And I think right now you're letting time and life kind of control you. If you can learn how to play the game, you can win if you want to control life versus it controlling you. But again, it's going to be up to you. And what do we do? Let's pretend today you're going to do everything I asked you to do. What a concept. If you looked at your credit card today, like this one here, and we put a stick in the back of the card, everything goes back to being a CFO. A chief financial officer for your personal life and then your business life. So that means I have to look at this card. It's 10. I can only use $2,500. That's it. If I use this card past $2,900, okay, instead of being in the green, it'll be in the yellow. Then it'll be in the red. You see, the problem with most of you, your utilization sucks. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Mindy, as well, and all the people here will understand what we get to do. If I look at utilization today, okay? What does that mean? If I take it past 29%, my score will drop and I'll get stuck. You see, you're good people. You're good people. The problem is bad things happen to good people. So I'd like you to share this live today with everybody you can. Now, if you'd like to make $100 to $1,000 today, share the live, get your people that basically come into my programs today, and let me send you some money. It's simple. Yesterday, I think we sent about $8,000 to people who brought us referrals and they got into programs. So again, we like to pay it to a corporation or LLC versus you, but it's up to you how you want to receive money. Now, let's understand some basics. If all cards fluctuate but two, what card do you jack up when you have an emergency? The emergency is very simple, okay? I lost my job, okay? I'm panicking, and I'm going to screw it all up. Congratulations, most of you did that. These don't fluctuate. So let's write down all cards fluctuate but two, and let's write down AmeriExpress Gold or Platinum do not. I can get you these when I get you to 649. If you want me to help rebuild you, I can guide you. And again, what do we do today? I'd like you to get some things to help yourself, if that's okay. I'd like you to think about, I'm Ray Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit. That just means the KNX named me as the Godfather of Credit years ago, been on that station 50 years. I've built $60 billion of credit for my clients and myself over the years. So Strong Love, all these other people, Rosie and all the other things we're looking to do. So what do? Now, because you're sharing the live today, now with everyone else, and you share as much as you can, I want you to get the free download right now, okay? I want you to understand this is called Starting Out Right. Starting Out Right is for your kids, high school and college. By the way, when you download it for them, read it. You'll need it, okay? In this book, it's going to talk about your SSN, about credit and all the pieces you're trying to do. It's going to talk about your SS5. That Social Security card you're not paying attention to, that's controlling you. You see, what happens is very simple. So what happens today? What's the download? Again, all right, Strong Love, it's called Starting Out Right. It's a book for the high school and college kids so they can learn to set up their credit files and get their first card. All right, and not screw up like we did. How's that? I think we all screwed up. I think, unfortunately, they didn't want to teach us rules and tools. So Starting Out Right is very simple. It's going to help you basically understand how to get that first credit card, the first card, okay, as we do this. I'm working on my 501c3 easy form today. Fantastic. I heard you open the bank account the other day as well. See, all we have to do is understand rules and tools. Let's say, all right, here we have Mindy working on her 501c3. She's a client now, okay? She joined us about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Now, a 501c3, okay, let's understand with Mindy's situation. All right, Mindy wants to do her profit and nonprofit corporation. A nonprofit should have divisions. Divisions allow her to do multiple functions. A nonprofit 501c3 exemption will allow her, good morning, ECATS, how you doing? How you feeling today? It would allow her to have multiple functions. I would like her to have one of the divisions, all right, for a hospice house, okay? Unfortunately, we've watched some other states rip people off in the state because a lot of people did some screwy things. But if you do it the right way, let's understand something, okay? If you understand the hospice, it is $112,000 a month. See, some of you are in real estate. You have property, single-family house, which is wrong, and you're losing and you're counting on somebody else. If they were transferred to a division of a nonprofit corporation, that would entitle you $112,000 per location. I have clients that makes millions of dollars bringing it into nonprofit. They're not making money as profitable. What they're doing is bringing money to help other people, and they get a paycheck, kind of thing as well. Now, there's a couple questions that struck and went by while I'm trying to explain that because of what Mindy's doing today. All right, I did my taxes. All right, I do a W-4. Okay, I plan on the Roth IRA. Fantastic. Any advice? Be careful. Okay, number one, you have to understand what the W-5 form is. Okay, so W-5. W-5 for all of us. Understand, we did it ourselves when we were 14. If the Gold Act was in place. If it was after 71 in August, Nixon took the gold standard out. That means basically mommy did it when you were born at the hospital. Your SS5 connects your SSN, and that's the 1040 tax return. An IRA, Roth IRA is good, but let's understand, make sure basically who administrates it, is it something I can borrow against? Make sure, because there's certain ones you can, certain ones you can't. Why would I want you to know about borrow money? Oh crap, you lost your job. If you take it out, there's a penalty. If I borrow against it, what happens? Borrow money's not what? Taxable. So understand, all of us have to understand how to play. Good morning, Max. Good morning, Mario. This is Mario Perez, R2696. Okay, good morning, good morning. So I want you to think about borrow money, not taxable. What does that do for us? Unfortunately, most of you jacked up your credit score, all right, because of utilization. And then you backed yourself in a corner. And then some of you even filed bankruptcy, which is wrong anyway. You went to a bankruptcy attorney. He or she sold you a bankruptcy. If you're not losing your house today, and getting garnished today, there's no reason to file a bankruptcy and panic, in my opinion. But I'm not here to be safe an attorney, but I'll guide you every step of the way if you want. I've been studying the law since I could walk, and accounting, because I wanted to create something to get myself out of hell. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Richard. It's very simple. Join the live, share the live. What does this mean? Can you imagine? Okay, I invented something called Car Finder. Car Finder. I was going to Edison Elementary in Torrance, 181st Street. No problem. Okay, we went to Disneyland. All right, the bus driver was asked to be a chaperone. All right, we came back to the buses, and you look at, let's say 1,000 buses, 500 buses, 200 buses. Okay, they forgot where we parked. No one bothered to look up, did we park in Pluto, Dumbo, or Daddy-Doo? So what happens? For 2.5 hours, we had to find the bus, and they're all the same yellow bus. And what happened is we ended up finding most of the people leaving, all right, the Disneyland parking lot. We knew which one, but we didn't know where we parked. As it basically buses left and left, it was easier to figure out, hey, the one left is ours. Wow. I created something called Car Finder. That gave me an idea. I was always at Radio Shack blowing things up and all kinds of stuff, tearing apart sewing machines. You know, I wanted to make the horn in the car work and all kinds of stuff. Eventually, Car Finder basically got licensed, and one of the organizations that I'm part of got $200 million, and they got $2.68 for every load Jack ever sold. How's that? So I like making money, but it's not me. See, I'm not, dumb enough to say I'm rich. I'm not rich. I've never been rich. When I created Winning the Game of Business, I had $1 million in the bank. This is a corporation owning a corporation. So again, I've created 60 billion for my clients and myself. I've incorporated 3 presidents of the United States of America. I incorporate Lakers, Clippers, and Dodgers, and Angels, and all kinds of fun stuff. But again, I like making money. I like helping people. See, for me, it's God, okay, family, money. That's how I live my life. Now, what does that really mean? My wife and I got married 20 plus years ago. So guess what? My wife and I became one. That's how it works. So I would like to say to you today, if you listen and learn, I can change your life if you want me to. But if you don't, stay stuck. Go back to the rat race you're in today, and you're trying to make some money, basically what, pay the bills? But again, you got choices. You have choices. So what does this mean? If we play this game, we get to win. We get to win what? We get the game of business. Now let's go back to history when I created Winning the Game of Business. That was in 1976. By the way, I was 16 years old, okay? I was 16, all right? Had $1 million in the bank, driving a Lamborghini, all right? And from there, the system got changed. So I added more to the system as we went. I'm the original coach 50 years ago, by the way, if you don't know this. I'm the largest registered agent in the world, and I've sold 10 times corporations on planet Earth than anybody, but it's very simple. So again, what happened? Division process. Division process became in place in 1985. Then I updated it in 1990. Okay, someone's asking a question about what? Is you a million? Is you a million? That's not even properly English. Anyway, I would never say I'm a millionaire. Okay, but I did create my first million at 15, 16 years old. That's corporate structure. If you say you're rich, I call that stupid. That's just my opinion. How's that? Okay, what do we get to do? C corporation until it's profitable, then S. Yes, S corporation, J is conversion under the 1244 IRS code. Now you understand, as C corp is double taxed, but you're not making any money, so it's okay. When you start to make money, you want to transfer it under the IRS code to 1244 because now you and the corporation file a tax return called S, this being single filing. So as we play this game to win. So the goal is very simple. As we play, the ultimate goal is for all of us to play and win the game of business. If you share the live today, that's if you do, all right, I want you to get the free download of Winning What? Winning the Credit Game is also available today. And I want you to get starting it right for your kids. Okay? So basically, is there such thing as an F Corp? No. F means you failed. Okay? There are 6 types, let's put it this way. There's 6 types of entities, and maybe you're looking at that, there's a series LLC. There are 9 of those. Maybe you're looking at one of those conversions. So it's up to you. But again, the Supreme Court said an LLC, 6 types, and actually 9 types now. LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit PC. So these are the entities the Supreme Court said is the legal person. The legal person can have corps owning corps. And that's what they did with the banks and the grocery stores. Banks last year, it's very simple, okay? They were up 22 locations. 22,000, by the way. So 22,000 locations were bankrupt last year of banks. Their parent company owns branches. Branches, what they do? They file bankruptcy on that. And basically what they did is kept the assets. They're doing what's called tax balancing. If you don't learn tax balancing, that means you're going to pay tax on you. Share the live, share the live, share the live. If you get in the link tree today, I'd like you to get, if you don't have a corporation or an LLC or LLP, I'd like you to do one thing and get the articles for free. See, most of you, all right, screw up. Here's Brian saying corporation structure is important. Well, again, as you heard me said the other day, Brian, it's very simple. Our structure builds finance, builds streams. But then the argument is, I got an LLC, not a corporation. If you look at the code, an LLC is a corporation, even though it says it is basically a limited liability company. Well, it went into penniless, okay? Well, the reality is very simple. We all can rebuild our lives if we want to. ECATS, good morning again. How are you feeling? I'm always got you in my prayers as well. I want all of you to understand. If we focus today, I can get you added to my 37 millionaire clients. Maybe one of you get to billionaire status. I only have 39 of those in 50 years. So in 50 years, I've helped 37 million people become millionaire status. Because what did I do? I'm the original coach out there in the first place, all right, about 50 years ago. What did I do? I help people. Now, if you're jacked up on your credit cards today, let's figure out what cards you have, all right, because a lot of them will give you courtesy checks. Courtesy checks can reduce debt. So let's understand. If you're jacked up on cards, that's what it means. You screwed up your credit, 80% if you have crappy limits, and you have crappy what? Score. Again, all cards need a sticky. If we write down on the sticky, or what it is, 29%. How long would it take to get to billionaire status? Brian, you got to pay attention to get to millionaire first. Corporate billionaire status for me is at 21. If you look online, you can find all this out as well. At 26, I had 2.6 billion of structure, and basically 2009, before I died in a coma, it was 3.7 billion. But it's not mine. I will never claim to be that dumb to say I'm rich. IRS hears that. They indict you. They go after you. They beat me up in 2009 anyway. Okay, they're just full of crap. The bullies of the world. So understand something. Be careful when you make too much money. All right, they indicted Bill Gates 4 times. 4 times they indict the guy. And at the time, he was the richest guy on the planet many times. So if we understand rules and tools, your cards, in front of you, sticky time. A $10,000 credit card, $10,000. Okay, we put a sticky. If we take this card past $29,000, $2,900, we're screwed up. So every card fluctuates but 2. So if I take this past $2,900, all right, I'm going to be in the yellow. If I take it to $5,000, I'm in the red. I just backed myself in a corner. That's what people do all the time. The problem today with most of you who have crappy limits and crappy scores is because you're on utilization. Bill Gates is a dangerous dude. Well, I think they're the same dude. Well, I'm using him as an example. Again, this is how it works. The difference, you can feel what you want about a person or not. I mean, not everybody likes me, not everybody likes you. It's how it works. This world is sometimes feel like hell. But if you listen, learn, and focus on you, all right, what happens? We can understand how to rebuild ourselves. To rebuild ourselves, I'm going to call like Humpty Dumpty. Today, you have all kinds of good pieces. But if you added more pieces to your knowledge today, you could change your life if you want to. I'd like to invite you at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today to have a tab and a pen in front of you, and let me show you a demonstration of what's called a blueprint. I'd like to show how to repackage you my way. And if you did what I asked you to do, you're going to create 10,000 a month. All right, within a year's time, it'll become 100,000 a month. All right, to the organization you have. Okay? Again, what do we get to do? Very simple. Okay? So as we play this game, this is the picture you would take today. Okay? This is the picture you take today. Okay? So what do? I'd like you to think about the word auto income. Let's write down auto income. When I bought my first Jack in the Box, I was 19. Okay? You see, to me, because it's ran by a management company, I classified it as auto income. That made sense to me, auto income. So again, as we do this, I'd like you to share the live today. If you don't have articles of corporation or LLC, LLP, late trade, all corporations today are free. All you pay is your filing fee, all right, to the state you want to pick. It's very simple to do. See, I want you to help yourself and let me help you and help me. How's that? All right, you just follow me, and that's fantastic. So what do we have? We have Passion Tea, fantastic. We have Pure Hearts, More Than 5 Friends, fantastic again and again. When you help me, I help you. All right, I've been on basically social media and TikTok now going, this is my 10th week. 10 weeks, I have 27,000 followers. How am I doing so far? Okay, here's all right, Marvin, all right, something, say hi, back to you as well. Okay, corporations have divisions and EINs. Well, first of all, number one, corporations, all right, will have a tax ID, EIN, yes, or if basically if it's what type of corporate it is. Even LLCs have tax IDs. Do divisions have tax IDs? No, not in the beginning. Let's understand, I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit, 60 billion of credit for my clients, myself, over the last 50 years. All right, when's your birthday? None of your business, okay? All right, when's your birthday? Who cares? Let's go back to focus on what we're talking about versus when I was born, okay? Helping people for 50 years. So here, understand, tax ID for divisions, no. Let's watch what happens. If I get you these cards are gold and platinum. There's basically 649. I can get this for you on my dashboard. I'm an affiliate. Now, what do I do? If they're for the corporation, I'd want to daisy chain it. So let's write down daisy chaining. If we understand the division process I created, all right, literally in 1985-86. See, I had a problem. And I want you to share the live there. Everybody share the live and let me help them and help you. My problem is I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee for the 11 Shakey's pizzas I had. The Subways, okay? All right, they're basically the 31 flavors, the shopping centers and condos. And in 1984, I was known as the king of satellite television, retail manufacturing, doing hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions to the corporation, not me again. But again, California charges a franchise tax fee for every corporation. Today, it is $800 to $1,000 per year. It would have cost me, literally, all right, about $1.2 million just to say I have corporations in California. So what do? I wanted to have the ability to do a couple things, so I created a division process. I got permission from Sacramento, California, to create an entity under LLCs and LLPs and C Corps and everything else. So again, as we do this, okay, I got 2 questions. I'm going to ask one at a time. All right, what was up with Raymond? Do I business funding in Florida? All right, for the 8 years. Glad I found your channel. I don't know what about Raymond, okay, or whoever the hell Raymond is in funding, okay? Again, I don't like funding. One of my clients is being sued right now by me, an organization, because he's doing stacking, which is crap. He signed an NDA. The difference is stacking is not the way you do this because you screw it up, okay? They understand, so I don't know who Raymond is, okay? But again, if you have daisy chaining, each card through each division. You don't need tax IDs to do that. American Express offers 99 more cards. Please don't get 99, get 9, okay? If we take one card plus 9 more, that's $1 million of credit just off of a gold and platinum card. I have about 8,000 in my name. Please tell me, all right, the best thing I can do with it. Please try, all right, tired of struggle juggle. Okay, this is the real, all right, scrolling too fast. Martell Lane, I think is what it said. I'm sorry if I scrolled too fast, okay? But that's what it is. So, you said $8,000. I would have positioned myself a basically corporation, all right, about 18 divisions. I'd make sure my personal credit score is about at 750 and above. And if it's not, you let our paralegals help you do that. And what do? We seal your record. What's what happens? Today, if you flat out today had a rapid rescore, I'd like you to all look at rapid rescore when you get a chance later today. What does that mean? A rapid rescore literally blocks crap, okay, pushes the score up. Gives you the capability to create more credit. See, I don't want you to spend your $8,000. I'd like you to leverage the money. Again, I'd like you to think about courtesy checks if your debt ratio is screwed up, because they're out there on checks. They come with the cards. Simple, courtesy checks. But what would we do? See, you're tired of struggle juggle. Most of you should be not only tired, pissed off. Now, I use my childhood, being born in a taxi, eat out of a trash can, being used and abused, as my energy. Always remember I'm pissed off to go get it. See, I had to motivate myself. Okay, I didn't get a mommy and daddy like most of you did. Okay, I got crap. So motivation was important to me. Telling myself every day, I'm not like piece of what, like Mrs. Hope called me. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. So share the live, please share the live with everybody. Well, let's focus. If today, let's say the 8,000, you got something coming in. First thing we have to do is take care of family. Let's understand. First of all, for all of us, family is first. Don't stress yourself out in your family and try to roll the dice, say you're doing it for family. That's a crock. That's a typical man being stupid. Oh, I said, being dumb. Someone just like the word stupid sometimes. Okay. Well, I think we all do kind of dumb. So what do? If we focus on family first, understand. We have to understand, is family okay? Are we okay? That means our bills are being paid. So what does that mean? I look at God as first. I've died in a coma, came back. I've been shot 3 times by a gun. I've been knifed 6 times too, okay? So I've been through hell and back many times, but I'm still always trying to help people. So God is first to me. That's how it works. From there, family. My wife and I became one 20 years ago. Then it's money. How do I create the money to get this? It's structure. Remember, structure builds finance and the dream. You write it down. Structure builds finance and dream. If I have an LLC today, I'm going to set up the Experian, Treasury, and Equifax cash reports. Why? Because I'm the one who created them in 1987 while I'm training Yarborough and TRW and Experian. I'm Ray Reynolds, the guy that created the oldest card. The one that said 29% rule. All the pieces that you could do for yourself today. And unfortunately, no one wants to teach you rules and tools. Okay, so you're listening, fantastic. I would tell you to DM me in this live right now, DM a message. Let one of my specialists call you, okay? I'd also tell you to probably be at the 3 o'clock today. I'd like all of you to be at the 3 o'clock today. What does that mean? 3 o'clock today, Pacific Standard Time. Look at your watch, find out what time it is. I'm checking all watches here. It is 3:45 in the morning a.m., okay? 3:45. What does this mean? All right, this afternoon, if you had a tab and pen ready to go, for literally, okay, for about an hour and a half, I'm going to demonstrate the blueprint you're missing in your life. You're all missing. I'm going to guarantee I'm going to teach you more in 1.5 hours than you've learned in your life about personal business credit. I'm going to give you 100 rules and tools to 1,000 rules and tools if you show up. But again, you can DM now. You can put in the link tree. You can find out there's free downloads if you share the live today. When you share the live, the download is going to be there for you. Now, what do? We go back to basics. See, I want you to get to know me so I get to know you kind of thing. All right, I like to help people, and that's very simple for me. I'm up every day at 1:45 in the morning because I'm bored as can be. I average 3 hours sleep, then that's all I need. 3 or 4 hours, and that's me. Ever since I was a little kid. So understand, Winning the Game of Business is my first series in 1976. After I created something called Car Finder. Then I have other patents as well. What do we do? All right, Winning the Game of Business had two variations of change through the process. Okay, all right, someone says now. Well, the goal is very simple, gracefully understand what needs to be done. Okay, so Winning the Game of Business 1976 came out there. It's corp to corp. Okay, I would like you to get to know you. I'm up at 2:34 a.m. as well. Fantastic. Well, that's the goal. Well, I always woke up at 2:25 before I started TikTok and social media. As a kid, if I didn't get up at 2:25 in the morning, okay, the abuser would get me. So I got up earlier so he couldn't abuse me. And that's what I had to do as a kid. My whole life it ended up being 2:25. I started TikTok and social media about 10 weeks ago. This is my 10th week. I have 27,000 followers. How am I doing so far? All right, can I tap the screen? I think you should tap that screen a million times. Sometimes when I tap it, it gives me hearts. I like that. Okay? Where's the goodies for your sharing? Well, the reality is it's in the link tree. If you don't find it in the link tree, all you have to do is call the number later today or DM, it's like here, share the live and also basically subscribe. As you subscribe, all right, someone's going to reach out to you if you don't find it as well. They're going to double check that you got basically winning the credit game and sharing, all right, basically starting out right. Now, winning the credit game, all right, in 1985 changed. I added division process to it because I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee. Next, it was updated again in 1990. In 1990, I started working on another system. I wanted to call it Books for Dummies. That was already taken. Unfortunately, it was taken. So what happened? I ended up calling it the Millionaires Founders Kit. Let's write down Millionaires Founders Kit. All right, it's also known as the Blueprint of Success. I own the rights of that. So what happens is very simple. All right, it is 12 books that helps you every month for 12 months to build that $1 million structure. The $1 million structure, the Millionaires Founders Kit at the Bonaventure for 32 years. All right, every Tuesday in Orange County, every Thursday Ontario, every Saturday in Long Beach. So I'm also known as the largest advertiser in there for 32 years, having fun, all right, in Orange County, in Los Angeles, and California. So the events were all the time helping people 6 days a week, which I do to this day, all right, helping every one of you. So Brandy, thank you for joining us today. She's our GM, General Manager. The goal is very simple. It's like if you look in the link tree, you don't find something, you DM us, and Brandy, you'll have someone call you right away this morning. Our goal is to help you, to basically help you understand, like I said later today, the blueprint of success at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The more you share the live or tap that screen 1,000 times, oh, I gave myself some hearts. So good. See, I like me. All right, even though I got used and abused as a kid and they told me it's a piece of what, I like me. Thank you for the boxing gloves. That's fantastic. Thank you. Now, starting it right, I want you to get this for your kids in high school and college. What it's going to do, it's going to show them how to set up their file and get their first card. I even offer to do that for people for free all the time. It says I just share it, I just like my life, okay? Well, I do. I like this. This is fun. I've been having a good time for about 10 weeks now on social media, but I have a problem with it. I watch all these circus clowns out there going blah, blah, blah. One guy says don't buy a house, and he has 2 houses at $50 million each. He's a double talker. He's the biggest clown out there. And then they're like, Gary, every other word's the F word. Kevin just came out of prison, and he's full of doo-doo. He sees 2 walls, okay? So what do we do? Mark, he was in prison. He was sentenced for life. The reality is Donald Trump let him out. But he's out there going blah, blah, blah every day. So do yourself a favor. Rules and tools, rules and tools, rules and tools. Structure builds finance and the dream. That's what it is. If I build my structure today, that's you, and I show you how to create a blueprint of success, what do you get to do? Share the live with everybody. Share with everybody. Because why? Let's take some basic things. When I helped Yarborough, and this is Ken Yarborough at TOW, okay, I always said it was the reports wrong. It was Thomas, Raymond, and Woolridge. They made bicycle parts, Elsa going to California. Then they got in the information business. TOW became Experian in 96, if you don't know this. So my goal was very simple. The oldest card is your history. That's the first thing, oldest card. Next, fluctuation. Let's write down fluctuation. All cards fluctuate, but two. That's why we have to kind of dummy proof it. I like to dummy proof things because I like to make it simple and I don't want to screw it up. So share the live with everybody. Share now, as much as you can. Marked 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today. I want you to go to an invitation by me. I'm personally going to show you how to create a sample blueprint to change your life right away. Remember, very simple today. I'd like you to have the free download. It's called Starting Out Right. Starting Out Right can help you and your kids. If you get it for your kids in high school and college, read it yourself because you're missing pieces. Unfortunately, 80% of your credit sucks. Okay, your utilization sucks as well, and you brought the pain home. You said you're going to change your family's life, and unfortunately, you took money from the family to basically finance a business, and you fell on your face. 97% of all businesses fail in 3 to 5 years. Okay, this is all right. Godly, safe, savage beast. Okay, all right. What that means? Sorry if I screw these things up. My credit is a 739. Fantastic. Let's build you 100,000 in credit today. Okay, let's make sure your structure of LLC, LLP, nonprofit, PC, all right, whatever it is you have today, or S or C. Let's have 18 divisions, and let's take that 739 and create $1 million of credit for the corporation. Okay, see if it's real. I can create $1 million corporation credit for your corporation now. Now, it'll take basically 90 days to 4 months to do that, to set up your divisions. But each card we get you can be daisy chained to every division. So again, if I have 100,000 on a card like these are here, pay over time limit, if I got 9 more, I got $1 million. You see, if today I hand you $1 million, what would you do with it? First of all right, you're going to think about house and car. The reality is wrong. You would reference 3, write down reference 3 times 5. You would leverage the money. All right. What is your email address? Okay. Linktree in the bottom here. All you have to do, subscribe or make a comment, and they'll reach out to you. Unfortunately, I have 19 emails, okay, that I'm going to check this morning. So again, which one do I give you? Just subscribe, put a comment there, okay, and I'll make sure I'm going to screen. That's pretty important to all of us, okay? Why a division take 90 days? No. A division doesn't take 90 days. That can be set up in 3 days. To build credit can take up to 90 days. Well, first of all, let's look at you. We have to basically do a wrapper rescore. We have to add history to you and corporation divisions. That's going to literally take what? Probably, all right, I'd say about 60 days, 45 days. And what do we do? As Jay just said, that would be 15 million. It would be. You see, when you reference 3 times 5, okay, 1 million becomes 15 million. You learn how to do what's called borrowed money. It's not taxable. Borrowed money is not what? Taxable. If your organization today had structure and finance, the structure, the finance, and the dream, had 18 divisions, 9 divisions will be for money and credit, and the other would be on 9 locations of something. When I wrote the first book on laundromats years ago, you're talking 47 years ago, okay? Laundromats, car washes, all those things. I had 22,000 payphones. I wrote a book of that as well. Every time I was doing something for myself or making money, I'd share it with the world to see how you want to do it yourself. Now, 22,000 payphones back then was 6.6 million a month, by the way. It's a numbers game. Today, I'd ask you flat out, when you drove by the Wendy's restaurant yesterday, all right, why didn't you go in and ask who owns it? Okay? All right, Scott, why don't you ask who owns it? See, Scott will go in and out, in and out. Will he find and pay attention? And would he stay here long enough to listen and learn? Alex as well. See, my point is on social media, you're going in and out all the time. And what do you get to do? Here's Michelle. She was here yesterday. How you doing, Michelle? The goal is very simple. You had to go to work. I understand that. But the rat race is what we're stuck in, most people. If you create those 18 divisions, you're going to create what? The ability of auto income. Now, let's say you only did 3 divisions, okay? A corporation with 3 divisions. That's a projection of $1 million because they allow that. They allow that, okay? Yes, the rat race, but we get stuck in it. Here's what happens. You basically, maybe got married, wife, cat, dog, a kid, cat, and a fish. You had to survive. You had to pay the bills. You got stuck. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but the reality is they really don't know how. And what happens, no one's wanting to tell them or show them, but they say, I've been doing that for 50 years. So here's Jimmy 9, like the life, share the life. Today, if we structure, what happens? If we focus on utilization, okay, we focus on these don't fluctuate, you're now at 750 score for you. You can rebuild your credit, period. You're so right, 100%. Well, Ronnie, I just try to tell the truth. That's how it is. All right, the goal is very simple. If I take care, listen carefully, family first. I'm going to say family first every time. Husband and wife, my wife and I became one. God, family, money. God, family, money. It's how it works for me. So if I focus on God is what I believe in every second of the day, I wake up praying on my knees, I go to sleep praying on my knees, and I pray all through the day. Wife and I became one 20 years ago when we got married. Then it's money. Structure. Structure is finance in the dream. If I build a structure for the LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC, there's a category that the Supreme Court said is a legal person. So, okay, that's structure. If every structure has divisions, that's the line of defense. See, the problem with most of you, unfortunately, you listen to all silly people on social media, you need 5 LLCs, you need this and that, stop. You need your trust to be owned by the LLC or the trust owned by the LLC, you need to sell this and that. It's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of hooey. Rock star, okay, rock star, fantastic. Listen and learn. What do? We play the game. What do we get to do today? If we build a structure, let's say I rebuild you personally, and I get you 100,000 of personal credit, which you actually need, believe it or not. So this is Faye, and like the life. Okay, like the life, share the life. What do? If I get you to 750 and above, or you have that ready, corporation, we add history. If we did this today and you had that 750 plus, thank you, all right, Jay, for all the goodies as well. At 750, what happens? This entity, this organization, whatever you have today set up, would give you the ability to get your first 100,000 right away. 100,000. I might get the American Express cards for you through the dashboard off my history. I might get you Chase cards that are 50,000 each. All right, they have 6 of them. Chase is my favorite bank and favorite cards because there's no interest up to 22 months, personal and business. So that's kind of like free money. So I'd get through the Chase. Okay, no problem. Chase. All right, that's the corporation. Let's say you allow me to get you 10 cards to your corporation today. 10 cards. Now you have up to $100,000 of credit. That actually can become 1 million if you wanted to. If you daisy chain every card from the organization to your divisions. Your multiplication division process is based on division process. If I get 350,000 here, do I want it for every division? Do I want that division zoned to Wendy's restaurant, a Jack in the Box, a storage unit, a laundromat, okay, a car wash? This is what's called auto income. All right, Ray something, all right, I don't want to screw it up. I'd probably screw it up, so here's Jay. So what happens? Classes. Trust in processes works. Well, David, okay, trust the process and it works. Yes, it does. If we look at division process, we can daisy chain from our parent company into our divisions. We do not need tax ID until we ask for separate billing. Okay, that's when you position yourself to get into maybe another piece of something you want to buy. Storage unit, laundromat, car wash, Jack in the Box, Wendy's restaurant. Okay, that's what you should have through your organization. That allows you to create 10,000 to 100,000 a month to your organization. It's not your money. It belongs to your organization. Now, at that time, you have to look at the SS5. Okay, what are you attaching a new credit card to every different division? It's daisy chaining, Ronnie. Each card. For instance, if we go to American Express, it's simple. They will tell you, would you like basically additional cards? They offer 99, which was ridiculous. No one needs 99 cards off one card. But again, if we have the cards, would we want 9 divisions? If we get 9 divisions, that becomes $1 million off American Express Platinum card or Gold card. Pick one. Okay? Okay, you're listening. Well, that's the goal, Ronnie, is to listen. How about you and your spouse or whoever's next to you in that lovely picture there show up at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today? I'm going to show you a demonstration of a blueprint. I'm going to show you exactly what you've been missing, all those pieces your whole life been missing, and I'm going to show you how to connect your dots, if you allow me to, but it's up to you again. If you show up at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, after sharing this live with everybody, guess what's going to happen? You better have a tablet and pen ready. I'm going to give you 100 steps to 1,000 steps, rules, and tools, and I'm probably going to teach you more than you ever learned in your life about personal business credit. But it's up to you. Follow the live, and guess what happens? You get to change your life. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, what do? The goal is to help people. I have been in front of people or in line for 50 years helping people all the time. Okay? Pop in a few minutes. Yesterday, I told you already, Michelle, yes. Needed to go to work. All right, but you rhyme a lot. Well, unfortunately, that's just what God gave me to rhyme in all the time. I did write two famous rap songs for rappers, okay? So guess what? Started to listen, all right? But guess what? It's up to you. You see, if you, it just depends what program you're going to get into. The blueprint, here's what she's talking about. Maybe it's a blueprint call. If I do a blueprint call with you personally, this is a private one. This would be you and your partner of life if you have a partner of life, spouse or wife or husband. What would be the goal? I need to analyze you. Let's understand what it means. If our system analyzes your credit today, and we put a wrapper refresh in place, then we would analyze, wrapper rescore, and see if we have to rebuild anything. We're going to size it up, and then I'm going to be on the phone privately with you, and I'm going to give you your rules and tools and steps. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you what to do. Isn't that terrible of me? I'm going to tell you exactly, step by step, how to get to millionaire status. And if you follow through, I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. But it's up to you. I've done this for 37 million people so far. Get to 37 millionaires, okay? So what does this mean? So what Michelle was talking about, just like for $1,000, it's a blueprint, okay? Is what happens is when I help Mattel, Toll Brothers, Disney, all these people, it's fantastic. Here's Faye. Faye, thank you for joining the fan club. I'm usually up to $30,000 a day, by the way, and $5,000 an hour. Okay, I've been paid that for over 50 years, so that's been my fee to companies like that. But again, I want to help people. Guthrie Ranker accused me, all right, years and years ago, trying to help poor people more than I want to help rich people. This is Guthrie Ranker that is behind Tony Robbins, behind me, and other things over the years. So the bottom line is, I told him flat, I just want to help everybody. There he goes. Well, the reality is very simple. Let's get to the blueprint of success this afternoon. What does that mean? If you listen and learn, I'll go step by step, but it'll take an hour and a half. Okay, an hour and a half. This means I'm going to teach you your blueprint of success as an example. If you want me to help you, then I help you. If you don't, do it on your own. I've always been you do, I do, you do, I do. Simple. You can do whatever you want today. Psychic Corporation. This book here, all right, is a free download if you share the live. If you don't share the live, it's $20. Pay it to $20. That's your choice, okay? So if you basically listen and learn, it's a free download called Starting It Right for Your Kids in High School and College. Now, if you don't find the link tree, all right, during the live, because you didn't look in the link tree, the reality is it's you. And what happens is very simple. As we play this game, we get to win. It's free, but you can also buy it on basically other things as well for $20. So spend your $20 or download the free thing now if you share the live. If you don't, that's on you. I can only offer you things to help you. But again, if you don't want help, that's you. Understand, no matter what I do, in the last 10 weeks of being on TikTok and social media, I've got 27,000 followers. I wanted to try something different. See, I'm a guy that writes checks for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars for radio and TV for 50 years. I haven't been on social media. This is my 10th week to see if I even like it. Unfortunately, I see a lot of circus clowns out there. I don't like bad information. I don't like BS and crap. I don't like someone putting people down. If you're not making $400,000 a year, you're not a man. That man basically, Grant is just Grant. Gary is F word every other word. Kevin just got out of prison. And Mark's very simple. It's ridiculous. Okay, Mark is in prison. He's sentenced for 85 years. Trump let him out. Now he's out there going blah, blah, blah. Let's go back to the basics. If you want to be winning the game of business, my first series in 1976, then you listen to me. I have 37 millionaire clients. I've incorporated 3 presidents of the United States of America, okay? I do Lakers, Clippers, and Dodgers and Angels. I'm the largest registered agent in the world. I've sold 10 times corporations to anybody on this planet to this day. Winning the game of business changed many times over the years. In 1976, it came out, I had $1 million in the bank. 1985, I put division process down. I created the division process rules and tools. Then I was updated in 1990. By that time, I had to create something different because people were confused. You have to realize every month you should be learning something new to put in your foundation to reach the dream. And that's what the goal should be. So share the live with everybody. All right, I'm gonna see if I can tap the screen 1,000 times. Tap the screen 1,000,000 times. Tap, 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 whatever that means. Yeah, I don't even know what it means. How's that? I have no idea by tapping the screen what it does. This is my 10th week, and I've added people to a social media department. They're all new. Everybody in that department's brand new because they're helping me get out there. What do you think about debt consolidation and join a program? Jimmy, it's crap. Okay? Let's understand something. Years ago, you look at consumer credit counseling. All right? It was on all the credit bureaus. It was a nonprofit. By the way, that was my organization. How's that? Life changes people. I die in a coma in 2009, come back, fight the IRS, and guess what I get to do? Crap. I don't think you need debt consolidation. Jimmy, if you allowed me to look at your personal credit file today, and we looked at it right away, what does this mean? Hey, Cole, you're back. All right, as we play this game. What a great day for you too. If we analyzed Jimmy today, and we added a rapid rescore, look at rapid scoring, you'll find out DR Reynolds, okay, Dr. Reynolds, Pastor Reynolds, hey, you set it up 49 years ago. By the way, that's me, okay? I've been in the credit system for 50 years, helping set up the system behind the scenes. I was the what? I was the consultant for TRW in Ken Yarborough, and I came up with the oldest card, and then the fluctuation. All cards fluctuate, but 2. Okay? He can also marry you. Yeah? Yes, Cole, I'm a pastor in California as well. I'm a licensed pastor. Okay? But again, I do different things with people. All right? In other words, what does that mean? I don't trust people. Okay? You don't trust people either. And most of you have been ripped off by friends and family, and you're stuck. What does this mean? I basically, my daughter, Katie, I have 5 daughters and a boy, 6 kids. She gets hurt in gymnastics. All right, we go to the therapist and the counselors and everything else because she got hurt. Very simple. And the chiropractor. So I studied to be a chiropractor. Not to be a chiropractor, but to learn what they're talking about. I actually became a chiropractor. How's that? I went through the courses and read the Bible 2.5 times and became a pastor. I've been studying law and accounting since I was a kid. I wanted to do that too. See, I just wanted out of hell. I didn't like eating out of a trash can. I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. I thought it sucked. So again, you have to fight through the pain. Now, take my energy, my frustration as a kid that I rebuilt to $1 million status, and what did I get to do? Help you. All right? 10 years to be a chiropractor. Now it's only 2.5 years in California. Online, everything else. It's easy. Any ding-dong can be a chiropractor. How's that? Any ding-dong can screw up. We all do. I think we all screw things up. How's that? You're a jack of all trades. No, I'm not a jack of all trades. I just learned a long time ago, if I'm going to do something, I need to do it for myself. Unfortunately, most people get stuck in a rat race and they stay stuck. They don't learn to keep learning. I mean, I was the youngest certified by Apex. All these companies hire me, and what happens is very simple. All right, it's like when I was the leader of Toastmasters years ago. They hired me to help them. My goal was simple. How do I be my boss's boss in 45 days? That's the goal. When I worked for Steve Jobs, that was good, but Steve, all right, didn't wear deodorant and wore sweaters. But that was just it. But he did say I was the greatest lateral thinker ever met in his life, what I meant for him. God rest his soul. I've been a consultant for many companies over the years. I don't care if it's IBM or Boeing or Apple and these other companies, but again, it's a choice. All right, people hire me all the time. All right, I have a nonprofit already. Can you put it into your newly created trust? Okay, you never put a nonprofit in a trust. That's all stupid. Oh, I'm sorry, I was called dumb. Okay, let's understand. Irrevocable trust always. The problem you have nonprofit, understand the nonprofit could have been an LLC nonprofit. Okay, LLC nonprofit. Nonprofit, there's no liability to the nonprofit because you can walk away, and what happens is it controls. Control, can the trust can take over the nonprofit? Yes. It's in resolution process. But again, it's how you play the game. See, I'm not here to be CP and attorney, Christy, but I'd like you to basically learn how to play the game and win, if that's okay. What do we do? First of all, we always talk about fluctuation. All cards fluctuate. All right, but two, don't jack up the cards past 29% for you. What do? These don't fluctuate at all. You'll find that I rhyme all the time. Unfortunately, I do that because it just comes out that way. When I was a kid, Mrs. Hope called me a piece of what? And the school said I was dumb because I have total recall on most things. I can quote the book without reading the book, and they thought I was what? But again, this is how it works. So what do? You have to believe in you. For me, I'm one of the few, not one of the many. That's what I've told myself as a kid. I had to convince myself I wasn't a piece of crap, as Mrs. Hope called me a piece of you know what. But that's just how it works. All right? But again, what do? Like the life, share the life. And Michelle, get in the damn program. I want to change your life. All right? Being stressed out, going to work, that sucks. Controlling things makes sense. Understand. If today we rebuilt your credit personally, what would we do? Is it best to have control of both LLC and nonprofit? Hell yes. Sorry for the question. No, ask questions, please. All right, I want you to ask questions. Yes, it sucks. I told you that a lot. But you have to realize, get out of that damn rat race. Now, understand, here's a nonprofit corporation. Let's say you set it up today, okay, based on what you want to do. If it's nonprofit or profit, I'd have both. Why? Profit, now, nonprofit can own profit if you want. It can own it. Can't do the opposite. But again, it's how you want to do things. I'd keep them separate. Nonprofit, I'd focus on grant money. I'd go to federalgrant.com right now, today, later on, and find out they have a grant for $112,000 a month for hospice. If you had a house set up for hospice care, they're going to give you $112,000 a month. Maybe that's where you want to go work for now and get a paycheck. How's that? On the other side, I want the profit corporation because I want to create auto income. See, a nonprofit can own a Wendy's, but the profit can have a Wendy's as a division and donate the food to the nonprofit after hours. See how they work in conjunction? That's what I help people do all the time, offsetting tax. The goal should be tax balancing. Okay? Hey man, how was your days going? All right, simple. You know, if you know me, it's going to be very simple. Always good, always good. Now, Alex, I don't know if this is the Alex with the thing on his nose that basically is a drunk driver, and I don't know why people listen to this ding-dong in the first place, but they do. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm not listening to a drunk driver that basically doesn't know crap. Okay, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But again, I don't like certain things I see out there every day. Someone saying don't buy a house and putting people down. And like Grant does all the time, or Gary, basically, the F word is his favorite word. But again, I don't like that crap. I like the truth. I'm not perfect. Okay, I'm a sinner. I screw up all the time. I'm a licensed pastor in California, but I know how to create millions and billions. I got to the first billion structure at 21. That's right, 21 years old. The corporation has $1 billion of structure. I was managing $2.2 billion in real estate by the time I was 26. So the goal is simple: play the game to win. This is your future, but you don't even know it yet. But how do I get you to listen without scrolling in and out, all the crap? You got to slow it down and understand how to play the game to win. What happens? Very simple. I'm online 6 days a week, twice a day, Monday through Friday, and 6 classes on Saturday. And most of that's free if you pay attention. Now, Michelle, what happens is very simple. DM the like today. DM the like. DM. Send a message. Let our specialist call you. Get to the 3 o'clock this afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to show you, Kathy, what you need to do. And Faye, same thing. It says you're listening. What does this mean? I guarantee in writing, if you do what you're told to do, you'll get $10,000 income to the corporation or entities. If you do everything I want you to do, 18 divisions, I'm going to guarantee you $100,000 a month, but that's up to you. You see, your goal should be focusing on auto income. I'm sorry. I think most of you, all right, did a halfly blanking job. I think if you own the Wendy's restaurant, 25% of it, that gives you $10,000 a month. How about the storage unit? How about the laundromat? How about the car wash? I've done auto income for 50 years of my life. Even though in 1884, I'm the king of satellite television. I started the biggest cleaning company in the world. I started the biggest donut chain in the world. These are things to happen, have fun. Money, auto income, auto income. If we focus today, share the live with everybody, I want you to get this free. But if you don't get it free, and basically because you didn't share the live, then it's going to say, no, no, no. I want the system to tell you no unless you share the live. How's that? Help me help you. What a concept. What if we help each other? You see, my goal is to change the world, not just your life, the world, the world. That's been my desire since a kid, is help everybody share the world and change it, change your life. You're stuck. Being stuck sucks. I died in a coma in 2009. Okay, my tax attorney tricks my wife to do what? He steals $3.7 billion. Then I got a fight with the IRS. They want to give me a tax bill and they owe me $385,000. Okay, I'm trying to get my stuff back. Bunch of crap. Today, the live is going to give you starting out right for your kids, starting out right for the kids, because it has to. We have the ability to play this game if we want to win. But again, what do we do? See, fraud in Minnesota. I'm sorry, what they're showing is they actually got all that money. It's true. And they're ripping people off. If you're real, okay? Real. That means you're not going to screw up the system and rip people off like they have. Sorry to say that's what they've done. A nonprofit organization would do hospice. That is $112,000 a month. It proves it's real, but you have to be real too. You don't want to be a fraudster. Here's Deborah. Oh, and all the things you get to do. Here's Jay again. Thank you for the loves and the lives. So share the live with everybody. Why? Starting out right, okay? Starting out right is what you want to do. It's a free download for you and your high school kids and college kids. All right, here's Deborah B. Thank you for the rose. Fantastic. Now understand, if you get this for your kids, for high school and college, start their filing the rules and tools, well, you've been missing your whole life. Why don't you read the book? It's a free download. It's free to all of you, okay? Today, if you don't have an LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC, it's in the link tree. It's free to you, free. You got it so far? Free. What is your opinion on new buildings like hospice, house, storage units, and should you buy or only buy CD or whatever, CU or whatever? Should you only buy, all right, okay. Let's understand number one. Hospice house is nonprofit. That's $112,000 a month if you do what I tell you to do. Storage units is my favorite business because it replaces income. Don't ever buy a storage unit to be rich. By the way, I don't want you to be rich anyway. Okay? How do I get to the download? It's in the link tree below. That's it. DM. If you need to call the office, you can do that. Leave a message. We'll do that too. We have the messages already. My team is going to call you when they get here in about an hour and a half if you want them to. Now, I set up something on Monday. I set up a 10-question interview for you. It's 10 questions. They'll interview you. What does this mean? If you call or you basically call the office or they call you, all right, they're going to ask you the first 10 questions. The goal is also where you want to go next. See, most of you are stuck, which sucks, but the reality is you could change your life if you want to. Thank you for the gifts and all right, and I don't know what it is anyway. I'm learning, okay? I'm sorry. This is my 10th week on basically TikTok and social media. I'm used to just writing checks for radio and TV. All right, thanks you for joining the fan club. I've written checks for millions and millions of dollars. The biggest one I wrote was 10 million. Just having fun. Radio and TV. Now, I'm the trainer that was training Russ Dalby's people, all right, Carlton Sheets, and Dave Delgado's people behind the scene. I'm the trainer training the trainers. How's that? So we have the ability to listen and learn to the guy that helped them and help you. Is that okay? So how do you get to the link tree? It's just below. If you don't find it, all right, DM a message. If not happens, call the office. All right now it is what, 4:20. Make sure I'm right over in here on there. 4:21, 4:21. Okay. Now, this is Pacific Standard Time, so write it down. You're probably in a different time zone. 3 o'clock this afternoon, All right, you're going to go do an event with me live online for an hour and a half, tablet and pen. All right, here's the 800 number if you need it. 800-254-9506. 9506. See, it's like Michelle. Michelle needs to get, basic structure. I want her at the blueprint. If she's been to one in the afternoon, then I want her to call one of the specialists at 9 o'clock or so. And I like to get her a blueprint with me privately because I want to show you exactly. See, here's the thing. At 3 o'clock today, I'm going to give you a demonstration of a blueprint. Then you're going to go, can you do one for me personally? I'm going to go, yes. If you want, I'll do a private one for you. Well, then what happens? Now, I'm usually $5,000 an hour. I'm expensive. Okay, you don't want to do that. All right, I do this for companies all the time that they give me checks for $25,000, $50,000 a day. Simple. All right, what happens is very simple today. If you did a blueprint with me privately, they're going to charge you about $1,000. All right, but again, that's up to you. Can you repeat the number again? Yes, 800-254-9506. Okay, so the goal is, again, they're not here till 6 o'clock in the morning. So 6:15 or so, you would call them or they would call you. Linktree. Now, in the Linktree today, I like you because you share the live. I want you to get 3 things. First of all right, if you share the live, this is a Linktree that's going to give you Starting It Right. Starting It Right is for your kids in high school and college and you to learn rules and tools. You got to read it as well. You need it as much as they do. It's free. If you don't find it, the difference is very simple. All right, you'll find it on different things as platforms. They sell for about $20. But today, if you share the live with everybody, guess what? It's free. It's going to teach you the rules and tools. Thank you. Mindy's giving the phone number out there as well. These cards fluctuate. Let's use some common sense. You have an SS5. See, this is where you have to understand how to connect your dots. You have not connected your dots, I don't think, your whole life. What do we do? Let's understand. An SS5, you fill it out or mommy did. Somebody filled it out. What does that mean? The SS5. That connects to the what? SSN, and that's the 1040 tax return. If we connect these dots and pieces together, what happens? All information is in his bio. Just click his picture, all right, at the top, and it'll be simple. Fantastic. Thank you. Hey, Michelle's not even part of the program yet, and I like her already. We're going to have some fun. Now understand, what if we help each other? What is my goal? My goal is to share the live with 1 billion people, be the #1 person on TikTok and all the platforms, at least try to be #1, and help people. All right, I just shared it. Fantastic. And again, 3 things in the link tree. #1, Starting It Right, the book. Next, you also have Winning the Credit Game. The Winning the Credit Game will show you don't have to hire credit repair flakes because it's against the law anyway. Next, I'd like you, if you don't have an article, if Michelle or someone doesn't have articles of a corporation. Articles. Now let's understand. The argument will be with people, I have an LLC, it's a limited liability company. Supreme Court says it's a corporation when you do the tax return, so like it or not. All right, Minnesota. Yeah, unfortunately, Minnesota's, I'm sorry, these people rip people off. They were supposed to do real. Can you imagine real? I have a client that's setting up, he's transferring 9 of his houses into divisions of a nonprofit. Each house is lined up for grant money for $112,000 a month to run that. Now, he's not going to rip it off. He's going to provide jobs, real help, real help. All right? He's going to do $1 million plus a month under nonprofit. He's going to decide his paycheck. Your paycheck should be your lifestyle. Your lifestyle should be your paycheck. In other words, you can do tax balancing and break even. The goal is to break even. So here's Ali. Okay, fantastic. Good morning. Good morning. Here's Deborah B. All right, so the love. So I love the hearts and I love the roses. I have no idea what it means, but I love it. It's great. I love it. So thank you. Thank you. Here's Ron/business and join. So it's like Ron. Let's say Ron has an LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit PC. He probably does not have the cash credit reports set up with that entity. The cash reports are Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I established those in 1987 while I'm training your board TRW. Some of you guys here today, your scores suck because of utilization. If you take any card past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. If you understand that these cards do not fluctuate, there's your goal. They don't fluctuate at all. So the ability to play the game, to win the game of business with the ultimate goal for all of you. Reduce your debt to ratio. A corporation can get supply credit turning into cash. You can find out a lot of the cards have courtesy checks. Courtesy checks are fun because they can reduce debt. Again, you have to rebalance your debt to ratio. I would say most of you, your debt to ratio sucks. Sorry, it does. You basically jacked up a card. Why? I had an emergency. What does that mean? Your emergency was very simple. Okay, you panicked. You jacked up the wrong damn card. Can you imagine you jacked up a card that revolves and fluctuates and you could have jacked up these instead? You jacked up the wrong card. You're good people. You brought the score to crap and got stuck, can't get any more. That sucks too. So if we repackage you the right way, we get to win the game of business. My first series in 1976, having a main orders in the bank, creating Car Finder. Simple. 1976, my first version of this came out. I'm 16 with the main orders in the bank. What were you doing? What were you doing? Simple. All right, didn't go to high school. I got put in this government program crap. So again, all right, what do we do? Winning the game of business had two more variations. In 1985, we did what? We had division process. I created that. Say, all right, here's someone saying hi up here. Okay, fantastic. All right, hi, how you doing? So what do we do? Now, in 1990, I updated it again. So understand, the first variation of winning the game of business was corp to corp, corp to corp. And that's how it is. Your banks last year bankrupt 22,000. I can't even talk. It goes too fast sometimes. It bankrupt 22,000 locations. 22,000 locations. So banks bankrupted, took the assets right off of their taxes. They're doing tax balancing with the IRS. You have to realize the same thing. Your paycheck today. If you get a check from a job, it is taxed before you get your check. They taxed you first. You worked your tail off or were lazy, you still expect your money. Well, what happens, you got your check and where's my money? Where's my money? The IRS got their cut. You did the work, the IRS got their cut, you get the leftover, and everything you touch is tax, 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 and probate till you're dead. Because you're not doing tax balancing. Your paycheck should be equal to your write-off base. It's like today. You know what the biggest mistake you're all making today? Your car is registered to you. You have a car today registered to you. It literally has your name on it. All you see on TV and billboards on the freeway are bloodsucker attorneys. They sue you because you're a registered owner. The registered owner is going to be sued and they sue your partner or your spouse same time. One lawsuit, you screwed it all up. Sorry, it's just what it is. They get to put you in a deposition, tear apart your life. And that's not nice. It's not fun. All right? It brings the pain home. The car should be registered to a division of a corporation. A division. See, if you would listen and learn today and even at 3 o'clock, all right, Pacific Standard Time today, the car, registered to division. The only thing you're willing to sacrifice is the division. I admit I am all right, ignorant. No, you're not ignorant, sweetheart. You're not. You're beautiful. All right, you're one of God's kids. You're one of God's kids. No. Never say ignorant. Lack of knowledge is our stupidness, okay, our dumbness. We're not ignorant. We're not dumb. No. We do dumb, okay, with credit. No, all right, since, all right, 19, I am 50 now. All right, even where I have two start and no dollars. Well, start small. Come on. Here's the excuse I have, and I want to let Michelle have excuses, okay? If, like the other day, we have a client, they referred 6 people to purchase. I sent him $1,000. No, Ray, I don't want the $1,000. I want a blueprint call with you. Can you give me a blueprint call? He used what I was going to pay him, all right, instead as a thank you for referring to make 10% as an affiliate. All right, he says, I want a blueprint call. He's using his referrals and his share of the lives to get into programs so I get him to help him for free. Billy did that. Billy has $1 million company now. Again, a division or corporation would get sued and basically not the person. Well, the goal is very simple. Write it down. A division. I'm willing to sacrifice a division not the corporation of my family. An LLC or a C corp, whatever you want to call it, is a corporation. Corporation. It's online, Secretary of State's website. They sue it, they sue you. A division is managed by your entity. It's a line of defense. If a division is sued, you can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, can't save it, you can bankrupt the piece under the Federal Protection Act. You just saved your other pieces. That's why I developed it and set it up in 1985. All right, here's Christina. Thank you for the hearts. So, if we have a LLC, LLP, C Corp, nonprofit, PC, all right, simple, S or C, that's an entity. Your Supreme Court said, flat out, it's a legal person. The lease, the car, whatever, asset, liability to your trust. No, stop, Daniel. I hate these stupid things out there. And then, your car owned by the trust. You got to quit listening to Howdy Doody, the ding dong with the hat, and going, ee. I don't like dumb. I don't like dumb. I don't like dumb. I'll say it a million times. Your car is not part of your trust. If it is, that's called stupid. You're not stupid. Don't be stupid. The car into a trust, and they sue the registered owner, then you just sue the damn trust. You just kicked your own ass, Eds. That's called dumb. No. Out of the 21 card collections, all right, that I had before coma, with $12 million of cars to the corporation, everyone was a division of a corporation. My name is never on the registered owner because I'm not dumb. Neither are you. Stop being dumb. Stop doing dumb. The division. No one gives a crap about a car and basically a trust. That'd be dumb. That's Howdy Doody stupid stuff. Okay? You do not do that. You never, ever, ever jeopardize your trust. Irrevocable trust, whatever you have set up, connecting the dots, working in conjunction, profit and nonprofit. Your goal is to listen and learn and play the game to win. I'm not here to be a CPA attorney, but I'll tell you what, I'll take on any CPA attorney worldwide. Knowledge to knowledge. Why? I have IQ high, and guess what? I have total recall. I've been reading 15 books a week since I was a kid. Bring it on, whoever the hell they think they are. Believe me, I will rip them apart, code to code. Each house and each car into a division. Hell yeah, you got it right. But, stop. Your house, all right, unfortunately, if you're married, what happened is you became one under God's eyes, but everything is separate. Car, house. Don't you ever finance this with husband and wife, ever, because that's another dumb. Why? Simple. When you lose a house and a car, they report it to the IRS as a 1099-C. Now you have crappy credit, and you have an IRS problem. That's called dumb. Husbands and wives are supposed to take care of each other. You're not married yet. Good. In the future, you're going to have a prenup and a postnup. Women go, what? I've had a prenup and postnup all my life. Why? Because if I'm sued, they can't sue my wife. They sue her, they can't sue me. A marriage agreement separates liability. See, your problem is, Daniel, you got to understand, plan the problem. Liability, okay, debt into income, balancing. Tell me more about division process. Well, Daniel, I'd like to show you the demonstration at 3 o'clock today. Is that okay? What if I show you exactly how to do blueprint for you? That would be the goal. Prenup and postnup for listening to all men, please. No, not just men, women. No. I came out of coma in 2009, 3.7 billion stolen by my tax guy. I'm fighting through it. Then the IRS says, I'm going to give you a tax bill. They want to kick my assets too. What the hell are you talking about? IRS to this day owes me $385,000. Okay? We're fighting in this situation, and here's David Kenner. Okay? He owns Devil Records at the time. All right? And he stood up in court, very simple, as we're fighting the tax bill. He said one thing. Mr. Reynolds has a prenup and postnup. See, that's separate liability. I have a great day. I'm off to work, okay? You have 3 jobs at my age is insane and still struggling, juggling. Michelle, quit using age, okay? I don't give a damn about your age. Your age is an excuse. Don't let people size you up with age. When I had a beard at 12, they couldn't figure out how old I was. I was driving at 12 years old, okay? 12. Driving, okay? Making money. So the bottom line is bull crap. crap. Mentally, you feel like you're 30, 35, 40. Who gives a crap what it says on the driver's license? Get rid of that crap. It's mentally in the here. All right? Here, we're going to basically do something different. We're going to reprogram your mind thought. I don't give a damn how old you are. You're going to live 100 years more. You have to believe it to receive it. The bottom line is very simple. All men and women, let's go understand. Before you go crazy with the prenup, if I have a marriage agreement, which I have, okay, if I'm sued in business, because it happens all the time when you're making millions and billions of dollars like I do, all right, they can't go after the wife. If she has her businesses, they can't sue me for her businesses as well. A marriage agreement, the only thing that should be in it is a basically cheat clause. That's it. Okay, nothing else. It's not mine, and power bull crap. I have a cheat clause. If I cheat, she gets it all. She cheats, I get it all. That is fair to everybody. It keeps us in check, by the way, it does. So again, just because we got that piece of paper that says we're married, all right, we became one, everything else is separate. Michelle's getting out of her head how old she is. I don't give a damn if she's 50. All right, act like you're 30 years old. Go kick some ass head. Go get it. Get off your assets and now. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Okay? This is your life. We're all running out of time. Okay? Time, money, and credit. If we don't structure the right way, we're basically full of crap. Okay? Who in the hell wants to be full of crap? The problem with people is they get stuck, and that sucks. I don't like being stuck. It frustrates me. But again, me, I'm getting my 3 hours, 4 hours sleep, and that's all I've ever done. Because why? All right, I don't need more than that. Okay, I don't need more. I was cleaning the fridge, stove, 12 years to pay bills and not late. No, I'm saying you're lazy. I need you to quit doing what you do. All right, your problem is you're stuck, and it sucks. Just didn't learn properly. And again, the world doesn't want you to know about rules and tools. Don't you get it? 50 years I've been helping change lives 6 days a week. So, Michelle, don't ever take things I say personally. I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how to get to conquer and show everybody in your life that thought, hey, whatever they thought, all right, you're now working a corporation, profit, nonprofit worth millions of dollars. Every one of you, 5 years from now, your organization should be 5 to 10 million. If you do what I tell you to do, it will be. It's what I do for people all the time. But you have to listen and learn and understand what we need to do. So again, back to basics for you latecomers. All cards fluctuate. Write it down. It's called a sticky. All cards. I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. Built $60 billion for clients, okay? Where do your special packages offered during the 3 o'clock demo, sometimes affordable? You get in a program you can afford or not. Refer people, let them pay your bill. Get in for free using that money, I'd pay you 10%. Start with $500, start with $1,000. You got to decide what's comfortable for you. All right? When I was 26, I had a problem. I thought everybody, because I watch people when they retire, get fat, ugly, and die. At 26, all right, I have a structure of 2.6 billion. 2.6 billion is structure. I thought I was going to be gone in a year. Everybody retired dies because they get fat, ugly, and die. That was my biggest fear back then. Because why? Because they get fat, ugly, and die. We have to work longer. That's a good thing, by the way. It keeps us going. That's why you have now a hospice house. It's $112,000 a month under a nonprofit if you do it for real. But it's up to you. See, you have the ability, T.C. Perryman, to get through the process. You are all good people. I'm going to say you're all good. But your structure, you're missing some pieces. You got a guy here that's making $100,000 a day. No, he's doing it a month or so, okay? But the problem, one lawsuit, he's done. One lawsuit, you're done. That's all it takes. The rabbit hole, the deposition, your husband and wife, everything else, screwing it all up. What screws up marriage? Sex and money. One lawsuit. Your life will change instantly. Pop! You will pay a bloodsucker attorney your money, and what's going to happen? He or she's going to milk it as hard as they can. At the end of the day, you're going to want to settle. What CPA and attorney really helped you, all right, get past go and teach you anything? Usually none. What is hospice house? Well, Polo, the reality is it's a division under a nonprofit 501c public benefit, and the house is set up for hospice elderly care. It's $112,000 a month. See, if I didn't have a job today, I would do the hospice first because that's a paycheck. I can get a paycheck and help people. Same time, I'd have my profit corp over here, and I'd be owning Wendy's restaurants, Jack in the Box, all right, all the pieces and storage units and laundromats, everything else, and I work in conjunction. You see, Wendy's at the end of the day, we give away the food to nonprofit, offset the taxes. Okay? See, they work in conjunction, and that's what you want. A nonprofit will help you do tax balancing, 100% tax balancing. See, the IRS is not the problem. The problem is your lack of knowledge for you. There's your problem. Share the live, share the live. I gave myself heart. Isn't that nice? I like that. Whee! What do we do? I screwed that up again. You shouldn't do that. Okay. All right. All right, scroll left to close. There you go. I got to make sure what I'm doing. Hey, I'm learning. All right. Hey, I'm sorry. Ray Reynolds, the Godfather, credit me. I'm just writing checks for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars for radio and TV. I decided to try TikTok and social media. How am I doing so far? I got basically literally, all right, 27,000 fans on TikTok, or followers, 27,000. I thought I'd get to 50 by now, but I'm just doing my best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. We get to play the game. All right, 7288 said hi. Okay, how you doing? Hi, hi, hi. So does a person have to be on a hospice, all right, for your home to be considered a hospice house, all right, or just senior? Senior can do that. Okay, I understand. The senior, all right, let's classify hospice, senior living. How's that? All right, what do you get to do? You get the ability for that $112,000 a month. So I don't understand. Okay, I got Billy who was laying outside Bank of America one day. Most people walk around him. How can I help you? How can I help you? Billy told me his story. His wife cheated on him when he was overseas in the military. Okay, he has a program called Broken Hearts now. He has $1 million, all right, of structure, profit, nonprofit. Because he's military, I got him his grant money faster. See, this is not hard to do if you know how. So senior living, whatever it's going to be. But again, up to you. All right, are you still writing books? All right, touring people around how to open a C Corp. I have 67 books so far to answer your question I've written so far. I have 40 that are being edited today. See, I'm a guy that comes and gets visions every day. How about buy my books coming out called Bite Your Tongue, Love Longer? It's for men to shut up. No man should dump his crap on his wife ever, ever, ever. Makes no damn sense. That's how it works. Again, never. Shut up, leave your bad day to yourself. Don't ever, all right, take that light that she's got so bright. That's your what? That's your queen. Never give her all your crap. But again, what do? Are your books on audio? Well, some are, some are not, Christy. I want to go back to the one. I just bought a 15-acre land with a home, all right, on it. Okay, on it, and surprise, all right, it's a church fully functional. Well, if you're not a preacher, hire a preacher. I'm a pastor, so guess what? Now, here's your problem. How many of the 15 acres are just open land? That's the question. How many are open land? See, I look for opportunity everywhere we go. This is TC, all right, Perryman, okay? Out of the 15 acres, you probably have at least 5 acres plus it's open land. Okay, you don't know this yet, Perryman. You're going to have a solar farm. Okay, that's right. Okay, you're going to lease out that land or have your own solar farm. That's the goal. The solar farm is going to help you create at least $15,000 a month. Would that be okay? How about that? So if we did it correctly, we just turn an opportunity. That's the ultimate goal. Do you have a book? We're setting up the hospice system or only assistance in person. Well, the reality is I have books on all these things in the Millionaires Founders Kit. Let's say this, very simple. If you wanted hospice nonprofit, you'll have your corporations, your pieces, and you need Dun & Bradstreet supply and vendor credit. All right, you know what you need is very simple. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, you're welcome. Share the life. Help me help you. How's that? I can teach every one of you how to create millions of dollars every month. It's easy. I got to the point in 2006, 7, 8, 9, $1 million a day. Is that good? A day. My best month was 56 million bucks. Is that good? But it's not my money. It belongs to the corporation. I'm not my money. It's never my money. I don't want to be rich. Only dumb people want to be rich. I want to be a puppet master. That's what I am, puppet master. Control it all and own nothing. That's true. Not that silly book about trust owning trust crap. Not howdy doody. Your LLC owned by the trust. Sell it to the side. That's all crap. The moment you sell your LLC to the trust, IRS says, what's your compensation? You just pierced your damn veil. I started what's called the Puppet Master Club 40 years ago. I have a president of the United States of America in it. I've incorporated 3 presidents so far. Okay, Sugar St. Mosey, Oscar, okay? All these people, all right? Arnold's in it, Sly's in it, all these other people, puppet masters. But it's up to you to understand how to play, if you want to play. I'm Ray Reynolds, a Godfather credit, 60 billion so far for my clients and myself over the last 50 years. I'm online 6 days a week, twice a day, Saturday 6 classes, and most of that's free if you pay attention. But again, you share the live now. Share the live. Tap that screen a million freaking times. Share the live as much as you can, because I'll help you get into programs if you want. To answer your question, the Millionaires Founders Kit was sold at the Bonaventure for literally 50 years. All right, 32 years exact, 5,000 a set. Millionaires Founders Kit. What does this mean? Millionaires Founders Kit, okay, 5,000 a set. Right now it's in the link tree for $500. It's a ridiculous giveaway. All right, it's in the link tree, $500, okay, for the Millionaires Founders Kit, which is the 12 books and foundation of 1,000 rules and tools. But it's up to you again. You did. Thank you for sharing the live. But again, sharing the live, I want you to do a couple things. Every one of you today, sharing the live and helping me, you're going to get winning the what? Game of business. You're going to get what's starting it right for your kids. Starting it right. Kids, high school and college. When you do it for your kids, download it for free. Read it. You need it, by the way. Now, every one of you is going to get a nonprofit organization. So let's write down nonprofit organization. Let's write that's in the link tree. Nonprofit is free. Free. Understand free. The articles are free today. I want you to pay attention. I want you to share the live, and I want all of you to have a nonprofit. Nonprofit can create an income for you in a paycheck right away, and we're going to think about elderly care, hospice, and homeless. Those are the 3 grants I want you to target. Share the live with everyone. You could get 100,000 plus a month, all right, under that nonprofit exemption. And what do you get to do? Now, the articles are free to you today, free. If you want us to help administrate and do the filing with you and hold your hand, there's a little fee involved. Again, free, or we do this with you as well. I've always been, here's how you do it, or I'll do it for you. You do or I do, or you do or I do. It's simple. I think everyone needs to learn what needs to be done versus hiring silly people and not learn diddly squat. Share the live with everybody. Here's Angela as well, okay? What do we do? Today, if we focus on basically what? Utilization. We put our sticky in the back of our card. We don't jack it up past 29% ever. These cards do not fluctuate. These are the cards you would jack up in an old blankety blank day. But again, what did you do? Share the live, tell me about book number 19. Well, or share the live and tell me about the book 19. There are 67 books, okay? All right, I would focus on the full Millionaires Founders Kit, if that's what you want. But that's going to help you do nonprofit, profit, and create $1 million structure, okay? And that was sold for $5,000 for 32 years. All right, Orange County, Bonaventure, Long Beach, and also Ontario. I did my events for 32 years straight. I do it even to this day. So what do? Today, you have the ability to go to the 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 3 o'clock. So I answer your question here. I'm still writing books all the time. The Millionaires Founders Kit, we're updating all the time. I have basically 40 right now books being edited. I'm writing all the time, okay? I have a series, basically, The Man on the Moon for the kids. Bite Your Tongue, Love Longer is for the husbands and wife to shut up. Men got to quit giving their crap to their ladies. The woman does not want to hear your bad day. She wants to hear that you love her and that's it. Cherish her, love her, honor her. That's the goal. Don't go home and give her all your crappy day. You took the light that in those eyes went dim, you made it dim. Man, you got to shut up. You got to love longer. Bite your tongue, love longer. That's how it works. Now, I have 5 daughters and a boy, so I didn't know the series in that book as well. So I have to be an editor right now. But again, it's like my other one coming out. Jesus is not a drive-through. A lot of people think he is. It's not. So again, share the live. I have all kinds of things coming out all the time. That's just been me. I help people all the time. We have fun because I get bored. All right. I wake up at 1:45 in the morning. I pray to my knees. Thank you, Jesus. I do my mirror test. Then from there, I get bored. I get bored very easy. Hi. All right. So CLS, some says hi. Hi back. Share the live today. Starting out right for your kids. Read it while you download it for yourself for free. If you don't get the download, it is basically available for $20 out there, but it's up to you. Hard copy or download, simple. From there, also think about today, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This is the picture you should be taking, not me, this, okay? This would change your life. If I did nonprofit, hospice, elderly care, homeless program, $100,000 plus a month, that would be the goal. Next, I want my profit organization to basically do what's very simple. It's called auto income. This is auto income. Downloading not working because you're doing it from your cell phone. Okay, do it from a computer. Okay, if you have to, Linktree, leave a message. All right, or our team will call you. They'll help you. Okay, so again, 800-254-9506. You can call them in an hour or so. It's only 4:53 in the morning? Simple, thanks, you're welcome. We get to play the game and win. This is to go to help you. You're gonna get sharing or starting out right for your kids and for you. Then you're gonna get your articles for nonprofit for free. And if you need some help, we'll help you with that too. See, every one of you should have a nonprofit today because it gives you grant money, which is a paycheck. You can give yourself a raise in the next 6 months or less if you structure it the right way. Then you can help other people at the same time. But at that same time, I'd have a profit nonprofit working in conjunction. Why? If I get you in a Wendy's restaurant, the food after hours, you're going to donate to your nonprofit. Okay? It's a write-off. The profit nonprofit working in conjunction. You win, you share the game, and you play the game of business, what I wrote years ago too. Today it's very simple. Every one of you can share the live and help me help you. I'm trying to get to 30,000 followers. I'm at 27,000. Next level is 30. The goal is help people. Thank you, Jay, for all the goodies all the time. So here's Angela, okay? Here's Christian. If we share the live today, and you get this book starting out right for your kids in high school, college, read it because you need it. It's a free download. Same thing, Mark and Travis. It's a free download. All right, read it. You need to because you're missing the pieces. Add your pieces. If we structure correctly at 3 o'clock today, I'm going to show you how to create $100,000 a month. Is that okay? $100,000 a month for your organization, not you. It's not your money. Your organization is going to have $100,000 a month, and then you're going to think about your paycheck to be your lifestyle. I'm going to teach you to do tax balancing. I'm going to teach you to break even. Is that okay? Share the live with 10 more. Fantastic. If they get into programs, I'm going to give you more bonuses for free. Because what happens, you get to make 10%, all right, from anybody. You help me help you. That's the goal. Here's Vincent, Christian, here's John. Very simple. So what do we get to do? We get to play the game to win. Are you like Superman, bro? No, I'm not Superman. I'm just a guy that wants to change the world, and God gave me the ability to help you, okay? All right? Superman really doesn't exist. I'm just doing my best. Let God do the rest. I'm into that too. How's that? See, that's how I focus. I get bored easily. Being bored means I'm going to help more people and have fun. That's the ultimate goal. All right, what am I going to do at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, after I'm ready, looked in the mirror, and I woke up? What are you going to watch TV or some boring thing? Okay, I'm going to watch sports. I don't like sports, okay? I'm going to watch golf, the boringest thing in the world. I don't like that either. So what do? I get bored. If I'm bored, I'm going to play with people. But again, social media's been having fun. 10 weeks now. 10 weeks online, TikTok and all the social media things, having fun. I've been teaching and preaching for 50 years. Where the heck have you been? It's up to you. Share the live again and again and again. The only reason I'm online is bored, okay? 10 weeks ago, I decided, let's try TikTok. Let's try social media. What the heck? Let's see if anybody wants to listen. Well, I got 27,000 followers, trying to get to 30 now in 10 weeks. How am I doing so far? Here's Michael Knight, fantastic. All right, wasn't Michael Knight, all right, the Knight Rider? Okay, well, that was the character anyway. So, okay, what do we do? Here's Benny. Fantastic. Benny always reminds me of Benny Akitas at the Jet in Los Angeles, okay, or actually the Valley. So, what do we get to do? So, again, as we have fun, share the life, share the life. Because of my boredom, I am online all the time helping people. This is what I did years ago. I'm a private person, but online or in person for 50 years helping people because I was bored. Is that terrible? What do you do when you're bored? Okay, all right. So here's Jay talking about a kit car. Well, the kit car, I've never had a kit car. But again, I hear you can put those together as well, but it's up to you. I'd rather have the real thing versus the kit car, to be honest with you. Okay, if that's what it is. So I'm just answering the question. If I screw up, Jay, forgive me, please. So what do we do? All right, let's think. Today, Ray Reynolds, the Godfather credit, $60 billion of credit for his clients and himself over the last 50 years. You look familiar, all right, to Scotty and mechanics on your YouTube or YouTube. Okay, well, bottom line is I've been teaching people for 50 years. So I got clients, 3 clients here, actually clients from 30 years ago and 20 years ago. Again, how do we do? All cards fluctuate, simple. What do we do? Sticky time, 29% rule. I set up the system training Yarborough. Good morning, bright star. Okay, fantastic. These don't fluctuate. I believe, and this is just my belief, that most of you are stuck. I believe you got stuck in that rat race and you're stuck. And I believe you're going in and out of social media and you don't know what you're doing and you listen to a bunch of circus clowns. I'm part of your program to fix credit. You are amazing. Well, thank you. Just give credit to God, please. I'm just a vehicle to help him. If you ever get stuck, Bright Star, you let us know. Believe me, I make sure our team steps up every day for everybody. But again, all right, Bright Star, did you create the blueprint yet? Did you get a blueprint call with me? I don't recognize Bright Stars. That's your name here. All right. If not, you might want to do that next. See, understand, as somebody's getting their credit rebuilt through a rapid rescore and the verification process, okay, that's fine. At the same time, if they have an entity, profit or nonprofit, I would say nonprofit. Nonprofit is very simple. I haven't got a call with you yet. Well, check with your specialist. You're assigned to somebody. What does this mean? If you have profit corp, we're going to go after the 18 divisions. If we have nonprofit, you will, thank you very much. I think it'd be great. Remember, all right, Bright Star, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today, every day, Monday through Friday, an hour and a half, to creating a blueprint as an example for everybody. Again, what happens? So what do we get to do? If you have profit and nonprofit working in conjunction, what's the goal? Well, first, nonprofit divisions is going to be hospice, elderly care, and food delivery. Okay, food delivery, write it down. That's up to $112,000 a month. Okay, if I have my profit organization here with divisions, I want you to have auto income. Here's the biggest mistake you and your family have made. Sorry to say, but it's true. This is your future. This is something you should have a picture of. Because all of you should figure this out. If you want a free mouse pad today, DM. Okay, it's all you have to do. All right, and in the link tree, and they'll send you out a free mouse pad. This is your future. This is your focus. This is what you should have done a long time ago. Unfortunately, you didn't do this. I wrote the first book on laundromats and car washes years ago. Okay, that's auto income. Okay, you like the life. Well, the reality is just to help people. That's the goal. If I look at auto income today, I would say, let me basically create you 100,000 of personal and 100,000 of business credit. Let me finance the next thing you do. In other words, what happens? If you share the live today, every one of you ever share the live, and if Bright Star, if you don't have this book, okay, get the free download today. It's basically starting out right. It's for the kids in high school. But again, read it at the same time. I'm waiting on my mouse pad from Chris. Well, bug Chris today. Chris, you promised my mouse pad. Where's it? Mr. Reynolds said I get it. All right, hey, you, Pastor Reynolds, Dr. Reynolds, whatever you want to say. All right, push him. Share the live with everybody. We'll get the free download to everybody. I want you, understand, I want you to know rules and tools more than you ever thought in your life. I would love a copy of your book. Just share. Well, It's in the link tree. Whoever your special is, if you don't find the link tree, DM the situation here. Make sure you get the download. I want you to help yourself and your family and your kids, high school and college. You got to focus on this. I want the whole world to know rules and tools. I want the whole world to know when I help set up the credit system behind the scenes, training Yarborough Tier W Experian, fluctuation, sticky time, 21% rule. These don't fluctuate. They don't fluctuate. And again, in the link tree today, articles are free to everybody. Free. And that's the goal. Any state you want, any type, it's free. You pay a little filing fee. That's how it works. Now, all right, been having fun. Okay. I've got to check 19 emails, 19 bank accounts, and 64 credit cards. I got to walk around the office a little bit. So again, you can follow me. I'd like you to. If you have more questions, I'll try to answer this as I walk around and get the office set up. First of all, our people come in at 6 o'clock. That's the first team. Okay. Next, what you're going to find out is at 7:30 every morning, I have a meeting called Setting the Tone. I set the tone, and I make all the management team come into my office. If there's not enough chairs, they have to bring a chair. It's BOIOC, bring your own chair, okay? They have no choice. My goal is to make sure everybody does their job. You hire 100 people today, 80% of them suck. I'm sorry to tell you the truth. 80% of the people you hire just basically milk the job, do a lousy job. And that's what happens. So, sorry. Now, I'm going to go into the next building, okay? Next building is very simple, okay? This is basically set up as the Ray Reynolds University. I have 2,100, all right, rich and famous people. That's 2,100 so far, just in pictures. I have 37,000 millionaire clients. I've incorporated presidents of the United States of America, 3 of them so far. I incorporate Lakers, Clippers, and Dodgers, and Angels. I am actually their largest registered agent in the world. I've sold 10 times corporations on planet Earth than anybody. But I've been doing this for 50 years. Because of my boredom, I'm going to stand here for an hour and a half at 3 o'clock today, and you're going to have your tablet and pen. We're going to talk about fluctuation again and again. We're going to talk about what's called checkbook money, getting lines of credit. We're going to talk about how American Express wants to give you 99 more cards. How's that? We're going to give you the real rules and tools to change your life if you listen and learn. But it's up to you. Because I get very bored and I write books all the time and create all kinds of silly stuff for people, I always want to do is help people as much as I can. And what happens is, because of my boredom, it frustrates me and I don't like being bored. Okay? So we get to play the game to win. We're going to the lobby. We got the manager of accounting over here. Okay, we have Santos, who's basically in charge of finding the franchises for people because he's been in real estate for 30 plus years. The businesses we buy, we go into the dark hallway. And what do? We turn on the light and say there's light. There you go. It says RR, by the way. That's me. Ray Reynolds, the Godfather Credit. Silly name, huh? KNX gave me the nickname years ago. I've been on that station 50 years. If we go into the paralegal department, okay, all right, it was Renette's birthday yesterday, so you'll see birthday stuff and silly stuff. That's good. And that's what happens, very simple. We have our IT engineer, Daniel. He's a little genius, okay, which is kind of fun. And the call center, every call center I've ever had, on the wall I put, make a friend, make a buck. You see, what does this mean, okay? You have to understand something. The employee has been trained, get to know somebody first before you ask for money. Don't sell them something, help them first, figure out what they need. This is the break room, okay? Goody stuff, okay? This is the call center. So what happens is very simple. The ability to help people, what a concept. So it's like me, people ask, what's it gonna cost? What's it gonna cost? I don't know what they want first, okay? I don't know what they want. So what do? Gotta go in the ladies' bathroom, okay? I'm gonna light the candles because I like candles and that's just me. So I light it every morning, okay? And I go by the vending machine, which we have to spy our employees. 20% are good. And they always get rid of the 80% they suck, okay? So understand, because they want their bonus money, they want their raises, all kinds of goodies. So what we get to do is we get to play 20% of the people you hire will actually be great people. They'll actually help you build your dream. How's that? As long as you spoil them, all right, pay them very well, and bonus money all the time too. So we get to play the game to win. So, all right, employees, 20% are great. Unfortunately, the rest, I'm sorry, you're gonna go through some bad times with people. We've had some bad employees, all right, they don't last but a week or so, and the 20% push them out anyway. Kind of fun stuff. So again, the rules and tools. Today at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'd love to have every one of you have your tab and a pen ready to go. I'm going to create a blueprint for you, okay? I'm going to create a blueprint of success, if you allow me to show you exactly what you need to do. I'm going to be telling you what to do. Sorry, but it's true. I'm going to show you the way that you can change your life today, not tomorrow, today, and it's called a blueprint of success. The ability to play the game. Just trying to put this down before I get ready to go, because I've got to do other things to do. 19 bank accounts to check, 19 emails, and 64 credit cards, okay? Because what happens with my clients sometimes, it's like the blueprint loans. These are Amex cards. Every Amex card that's here is being tied to a bank account. See, if they don't have 30 transactions, okay, and literally, all right, 100,000 plus in and out of their bank accounts, they're not getting the 250 from Amex Blueprint Loan. So I help my clients get it to my accounts. All right, when it comes to the Chase, we get what's called checkbook money. So if you're missing a piece, believe it or not, I'm going to help you get your pieces you're missing, because I want to repackage you my way. I want you telling the world, Ray Reynolds changed your life. Okay, that's what I want. I want to help people to help me to get out there and change the world. That's what the goal is. So I always say, share the life, okay? There was a question or so. I want to make sure I answer the question, because if I don't, someone gets mad. You didn't answer my question. That's why you basically put it in the link tray. They DM. Very simple. Okay. I have an 815 score, but no capital. Where do I start? Well, John, I'd tell you to get a blueprint this afternoon at 3 o'clock. I'd tell you want a blueprint call with me private, but again, that's up to you. Maybe you want to go to the 3 o'clock, or you want to call, or you can DM as well in the link tree. All right, you can do it in the link tree. You can call the office, and I'd say an hour and a half or so. It's only basically 5:09 right now. Okay, simple. If we call the office, so you can get a specialist. Find out where you want to start. What are you comfortable with? Getting to know us, getting to know you. That would be the ultimate goal. So I tell you all to share your life today, help us help you, and that'll be the ultimate goal. I'm going to tell you very simple today, because I'm going to say bye-bye in a second. Thank you for joining my live today. It's been fun. Trying to get to 30,000 followers. I'm at 27,000 something right now. Been on basically TikTok and social media for about 10 weeks. Doing my best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. Goal is, because I'm bored, I want to help people. That's why I've helped it for 50 years, okay? How do we get to the live 3 o'clock? DM here, DM in the morning, all right, now. All right, you just leave a message from there, look at the phone number. If you need to make sure you get the link, call our number in an hour and a half, 800-254-9506. Say I was on Mr. Reynolds or Dr. Reynolds, Pastor Reynolds, or hey you, all right, webinar this morning, all right, literally listening on TikTok or whatever you're on today, and I want to make sure I get the link to the 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's what you would do, okay? 800-254-9506. All right, hey, VP Properties, how you doing this morning? VIP Properties, fantastic. Glad to hear you again. You're in our program as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got some work to do. I'm going to heat up my breakfast. I don't want you to have to watch me eat. That's rude. Don't want to be rude. But because of my boredom, I help people. Isn't that fun? What would you do? What would you do when you control millions and billions of dollars and you're bored? Would you be selfish? Would you watch TV, which is boring as can be? Or would you help more people like I do? All right, we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. All right, and always remember, at the end of the day, God loves us all.